right, your left. Left, your left. Left, right, your left. You got it. Left, your left. Hey. Left, right, your left. You got it. Left, your left. Hey. Left, right, your left. You got it. Left, your left. Hey. Left, right, your left. You got it.
During drill and ceremony, we were instructed in the basics of stationary and marching movements. We were also taught the manual of arms with the M16 rifle. We could do right face and left face without even thinking. Learning the rifle movements required more skill than marching. After practicing column right, column left, and counter columns, we thought we would never make a mistake again. Each platoon was sure they would be the winners of the drill competition.
Left, right, left, change step coming at you. Bring it on. Bring it on. We'll hit a slight incline in here. Left flank coming at you. Bring it on. Left flank. More. Lay up. Lay up. Lay up. Lay up. I don't lay up. Lay up. Don't lay up. Right. Don't lay up. Don't lay up. Don't lay up. Right flank coming at you. Bring it on. Right flank coming at you. Bring it on. Right flank. More. Don't lay up. Lay up. Right. Good. Look good. Don't lay up. That looks good. Don't lay up. What you're doing now is called a half step. Don't lay up. More. Lay up. Don't lay up. Wake up, third squad leader. Lay up. Your left, on left, four, left, your left, left, half step, march. On the command of execution march and half step march, all you do is pick up a 15-inch step instead of a 30. Your cover. Those are some 30-inch step, not a 45-inch step. Bring out. On the command of execution step, over a step, you will take a 30 step. Natural arm swing. Your left, right, your left, to stop. Change step coming at you. Bring it on.
Attack position. Kill. Relax. Attack position. Relax.
Offensive and defensive maneuvers were taught at bayonet training. Butt stroke, slash, smash, thrust, and withdraw were all commands we needed to remember to be successful at the bayonet assault course.
Get on line, back up to the water jugs. Yeah!
One of the most exciting events of our training was Victory Tower. 25 feet above the ground, we had to negotiate up a 3-rope bridge. Pulled ourselves down a 1-rope bridge, climb up again on a 2-rope bridge, and then climb down a cargo net. Once we got a feel of the ropes, it wasn't too bad, and the safety nets took away a lot of the fear. Our drill sergeants demonstrated how to tie a Swiss seat. At the top of the tower, we had to swing across an opening 40 feet above the ground. It was a real challenge for all of us to rappel the 40-foot wall. The tower taught us aggressiveness, confidence, and teamwork. It took all our concentration and strength to complete the event. The phrase, "Be all you can be," went through our minds many times.
All right, come on, all the way down, all the way down. Squat, squat, come on. Why are you safe? There you go. That's it. Put your arm out. Your back arm out. Come on, hurry up. Your arm out. Okay, what do you want to stop putting behind you? Go.
Going out to the side, push it down off the wall. Push off the wall. Put it behind you, behind you. Go. Behind you.
Lane one! Lane one up the leg!
Pugil stick training enhanced our bayonet skills. The pugil sticks were used as if it were a bayonet on a rifle. The drill sergeants were there to referee the matches and to ensure a fair bout. This competition was the motivation needed to get through the remainder of basic training.
I'm different on this one.
Jerry!
Easy up again. Yeah, baby! This is my whole song, right? Yeah.
Reacting properly to the dangers of nuclear, biological, and chemical attacks was the main focus at NDC training. Putting on the M40A1 protective mask and entering the chamber, then feeling the effects of the CS gas made us realize what a real attack could be and how we would have to prepare for it. We only spent 2 minutes in the chamber, but it seemed much longer once we got the full effects of the gas when the protective seals on the mask were broken. Before exiting the chamber, all the gas had to be cleared from the mask and the mask resealed. Even the drill sergeants in the area suffered the effects of the gas when the chamber doors were opened. Walking into the wind helped remove the gas from our clothing. This was one event no one wanted to repeat, and the smell of the gas is one you never forget.
Look where you're going. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Open. Get your hands up by your face. Get your arms out to the side. Keep walking. Keep your arms out to the side. Keep walking. Open your eyes. Look where you're going. Open your eyes. Keep your eyes. See where you're going. Don't touch your face. Don't touch your face. Don't touch your face. There you go. Walk. Slow down.
Don't rub that face. Open the eyes. Keep walking. Walk, Silva, walk. Keep walking. Walk. Keep walking. Walk. Open the eyes.
Stop running and walk. Stop running. Walk. Get your arms out. There you go. Open your eyes. Get your arms out. Don't touch your face.
Look where you're going. Don't touch your face. Open your eyes so you can see where you're going. Don't touch your face. Put your hands up. I'll let you stand for
Keep walking. Let the air into your eyeballs. Open your eyes, Mason. Let the air. Hold your hands out. Hold your hands out. Open your eyes, brother. Hold your hands out. Let the air go. Open the eyes. Open the eyes.
Everyone wanted to be a Hawkeye and hit all 40 targets during basic rifle marksmanship, but shooting the M16 rifle in full combat gear was tough. We fired 40 rounds from distances of 50 to 300 meters. 20 were fired from a foxhole and 20 from a prone position. To be classified as an expert, we had to hit between 36 to 40 targets. A sharpshooter hits between 30 and 35 targets, and if 23 to 29 targets were hit, we were a marksman. Breathe. Relax. Aim. Center mass. Then squeeze the trigger. were terms that we had to remember to be successful. Once the qualification badges were given out, everyone knew that graduation was getting closer and that each part of the training was important. We now knew the value of good marksmanship.
Dirt and the target doesn't.
All right, next fire order. This time I'm going to move up the stairs, place your weapon in the V-notch stake. Ceasefire. Must clear your weapon. Conduct the thru 3.6. Check, place your weapon in the V-notch stake. Going to get down inside the position and set up a good fighting supported position. Ready bitch 2, move to ready bitch 1.
The night infiltration course was spectacular. The mission was to maneuver the 200-meter obstacle course with real explosions going off within 5 feet of us. Training at night was a new experience, and the overhead machine gun fire made us feel like we were in a real combat situation. At Bastogne Range, there were classes on safety, loading, firing, and cleaning of the M60 machine gun, the M203 grenade launcher, the AT-4 light anti-tank weapon, and the M18 Claymore mine. Part of the training was to live fire the machine gun, the AT-4, and the grenade launcher. The M203 really had a kick to it.
Good shot. Hold on. Get on safe. Get your weapon back on safe. Good hit. Good hit. Right there inside the trunk. R1 ready. Looking shot. The front side motion right off the target.
Duty, honor, country, a code of conduct and chivalry of those who guard this beloved land. An ideal so noble that it arouses a sense of pride, and yet humility, an expression of the ethics of the American man-at-arms. Duty, honor, country. Those three words build courage when courage seems to fail. Regain faith when there seems to be little cause for faith. Create hope when hope seems forlorn. The American man-at-arms, above all other people, prays for peace. For he must suffer and bear the deepest wounds and scars of war. Duty, honor, country. The unbelievers will say they are but words, a slogan or a flamboyant phrase. Every demagogue, every cynic, and every hypocrite will try to downgrade them to the extent of mockery and ridicule. The code with which those words perpetuate embraces the highest moral law and will stand the test of any ethics or philosophies ever published for the uplift of mankind. Around 1,000 campfires, on 100 battlefields, listening for the witching melody of faint bugles blowing revelry. Far-off drums beating the long roll, This is the story of the American man-at-arms. His name and fame are the birthright of every American citizen. In his youth and strength, his love and loyalty, he gave all that mortality can give. He has never failed us. Were he to do so, a million ghosts in olive drab, in brown khaki, in blue and gray, would rise from their white crosses, thundering those magic words: duty, honor, country.
Videorama is part of the Morale, Welfare, and Recreation Division of Fort Jackson. All revenue received from this project and other MWR activities go toward improving the quality of life for all the soldiers at Fort Jackson and toward providing a community of excellence.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Fort Jackson, South Carolina, and the graduation of Companies A, B, C, D, and E of the 2nd Battalion, 60th Infantry Regiment. The purpose of today's ceremony is to recognize the commitment of those young men and women in uniform standing in formation before you who have chosen to serve our country as soldiers. This review is the last official formation of the training cycle. Not everyone successfully completes this difficult period of training, but those in formation today represent well-disciplined, highly motivated, physically fit soldiers who espouse our Army's values of loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. This is an important day, and these soldiers can take great pride in their accomplishments. To the parents, spouses, and families of these soldiers, Fort Jackson extends a very warm and sincere welcome. Our soldiers appreciate your support, and we are justifiably proud of them, and are equally proud that they have chosen to join our ranks. The parade ground where our graduation is being held today is named for a native South Carolinian, Sergeant Richmond H. Hilton. Sergeant Hilton was awarded the Medal of Honor, America's highest award for valor, for his actions near Brancourt, France, in October 1918 during the First World War. Please direct your attention to the left of the formation. The units marching today from your left to your right are the 282nd Army Victory Band, graduating soldiers from companies A and B. The color guard, composed of drill sergeants from the 2nd Battalion, 60th Infantry Regiment, and graduating soldiers from companies C, D, and E. Identified by their distinctive headgear, the campaign or the bush hat, are the drill sergeants. These dedicated men and women form the backbone of the Army's training center system and are selected on the basis of professional competence, leadership ability, and years of service. These men and women undergo intensive training to earn the right to wear their distinctive headgear and insignia. With the drill sergeant hat goes the important responsibility of molding young men and women into soldiers. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise with the invocation given by Chaplain Wade, the chaplain of the 2nd Battalion, 60th Infantry Regiment.
Let us pray. Almighty God, we rejoice in this special day, and we thank you for the beauty of this morning that reminds us of your mercies that are new each day. We echo the sentiments of each soldier whose heart is saying, victory is mine. We thank you for your grace and protection that have brought us together to celebrate the achievements of sons and daughters of this great nation who commit themselves to preserving freedom and democracy throughout the world. Bless those leaders who have trained them and family members and friends who encourage them to hold on to their dreams of becoming soldiers. As our soldiers move on to meet new challenges, renew their strength and enable each to declare the words of the songwriter who wrote, I don't feel no ways tired, for I've come too far from where I've started from. Nobody told me that the road would be easy, but I don't believe that the Almighty God has brought me this far to leave me. Hear now this prayer, and forever keep us in your power. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated as the adjutant prepares the troops for today's ceremony. The commander of troops for today's ceremony is Major Louis B. Wingate, who serves as the executive officer of the battalion. He and his staff are now taking their positions on the field to the front of the formation. Officer for today's graduation ceremony is Lieutenant Colonel Frederick R. Kinley, commander of the 2nd Battalion, 60th Infantry Regiment. To his left is Command Sergeant Major Vicky Hall, the Command Sergeant Major and Master Trainer of the battalion. Lieutenant Colonel Kinley and Command Sergeant Major Hall will now move forward and join Major Wingate to inspect the assembled troops. This tradition dates back to ancient times when commanders would take one last opportunity to inspect their soldiers before marching into battle. Fort Jackson has a mission which is twofold. First, to transform civilians into motivated, basically trained, physically fit professional soldiers. And second, to train selected combat support personnel in advanced individual skillful soldiering. Particular emphasis is placed on orientation to military life, physical training, and conditioning. Trainees learn to think, look, and act as soldiers. Our young soldiers also learn the Army values of loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. During demanding training, these soldiers have become proficient with their M16 rifle, have become physically fit, and have participated in extensive field training to provide them with basic individual tactical skills. The men and women standing before you have completed basic training. They will now move on to the next phase of soldiering, advanced individual training, where the most modern training methods available are employed to ensure that each soldier will be trained in a military occupational specialty best suited to his or her ability and interest. When they have completed this second phase of soldiering, they will be efficient and highly skilled soldiers, an important part of today's modern U.S. Army, waiting to take their place with our Army units stationed and deployed around the world. The commander of troops will now bring forward the persons to be honored and the colors. Selfless service are two hallmarks of professionalism. The drill sergeants and soldiers coming forward will be recognized for their excellence in training and duty performance. They serve as an example to all. When the colors are forward, we will also render honors to our nation with a salute and the playing of the national anthem. It is appropriate for those not in uniform to place their right hand over their hearts.
And calls the present. Present the command. Bring your units to position! Present! Up!
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Lieutenant Colonel Kinley and Command Sergeant Major Hall will now present award certificates to our distinguished soldiers and non-commissioned officers. For having distinguished themselves through their exceptional leadership, example, and instructional abilities, the outstanding drill sergeants of the cycle are, for Company A is Staff Sergeant Alan T. Brake from Waltham, Massachusetts. For Company B is Staff Sergeant Johnny Victory from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. A bouquet of flowers is being presented to Miss Victory for her dedication and continuous support. For Company C is Staff Sergeant Lisa Waters from Hartford, Connecticut. A bouquet of flowers is being presented to Mr. Waters for his dedication and continuous support. For Company D is Staff Sergeant Robert G. Ortiz from Oxnard, California. A bouquet of flowers is being presented to Ms. Ortiz in appreciation for her dedication and continuous support. And for Company E is Staff Sergeant James Snodgrass from Collinsville, Illinois. A bouquet of flowers is being presented to Ms. Snodgrass in appreciation for her dedication and continuous support. For having demonstrated superior performance of duty, the outstanding soldiers of the cycle. For Company A is Private Paul M. Cavanaugh from Cromwell, Connecticut. For Company B is Private David J. Karzak from Avoca, Pennsylvania. For Company C is Private Rebecca Swallow from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And for Company D is Private Kristen M. Cummings from Norton, Massachusetts. From Company E is Private Corey Stanford from Newton, Kansas. For having demonstrated exceptional leadership abilities, the soldier leaders of the cycle are: for Company A is Private Natalia T. Markin from Newcastle, Virginia. For Company B is Private First Class Samuel Bird Jr. from Panama City, Florida. For Company C is Private Jennifer Fratello from East Northport, New York. Private Fratello is also receiving the award for IPT, scoring 297 out of a possible 300 points. For Company D is Specialist John Roberts from Jersey City, New Jersey. And for Company E is Private First Class Daniel Cachinero from Miami, Florida. For attaining the highest score on the end of cycle physical fitness test, for Company A, scoring 291 out of a possible 300 points, is Private First Class Veronica L. Judon from Kansas City, Missouri. For Company B, also scoring 291 out of a possible 300 points, is Specialist Stacy N. Hunt from Conway, South Carolina. For Company D, scoring 281 out of a possible 300 points, is Specialist Adam Racer from Paris, Tennessee. And for Company E, scoring 282 out of a possible 300 points, is Private Javier Vicente from Los Angeles, California. For attaining the highest scores in basic rifle marksmanship, for Company A, hitting 39 out of a possible 40 targets, is Private Ronald Lee Westbrook Jr. from Luling, Texas. For Company B, hitting 34 out of a possible 40 targets, is Private John Frisbee from Sodas Point, New York. And Private Daniel L. Gauthier from Naugatuck, Connecticut. For Company C, hitting 35 out of a possible 40 targets, is Private Scott E. Waltz from Fruit Heights, Utah. For Company D, hitting 37 out of a possible 40 targets, is Private Jason D. Schnittker from Chicago, Illinois. And for Company E, hitting 36 out of a possible 40 targets, is Private Kyle E. Martin from Somerville, New Jersey. For outstanding performance and support during the cycle, the 1st Battalion, 518th Infantry Regiment is receiving the 2nd Battalion, 60th Infantry Regiment Certificate of Achievement. The 1st Battalion, 518th Infantry's exceptional knowledge, competence, and commitment during 5 company displacement missions contributed significantly to the overall success of the cycle. Accepting the award for the 1st Battalion, 518th Infantry is Sergeant First Class Michael J. Logan, who serves as the First Sergeant for Charlie Company of the 1st Battalion, 518th Infantry Regiment. For exceptional professionalism and dedication to excellence in support of the effective accomplishments of the unit's total mission, the Battalion Service Support Award is presented to Mr. Skip Steele of the Engineer Services at the Directorate of Logistics and Engineering. As well as Mr. Ernest Bostic of the Transportation Motor Pool. The 2nd Battalion, 60th Infantry Regiment is proud to be sponsoring unit of the Engineering Services and appreciates the continued support of both these organizations. Ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant Colonel Kinley, Commander of the 2nd Battalion, 60th Infantry Regiment.
Welcome General and Mrs. Van Alstyne, Colonel Glover, Colonel Carter, and guests, distinguished guests, Command Sergeants Major, families, friends, and soldiers of the 2nd Battalion, 60th United States Infantry. Soldiers, you look great. Today, victory is indeed yours. You have met tough and demanding standards in physical training, rifle marksmanship, combat task proficiency, and mental toughness. You managed to survive without Burger King, without MTV, and without a trip to the mall on Saturday morning. You exemplify our values: loyalty, duty, respect, honor, integrity, personal courage, and selfless service. I can proudly attest to the fact that you have successfully completed basic combat training, and you are ready to go forward in the service of our great nation. Right now, this means traveling to home station or advanced training, and then joining our Army in the field. For those of you returning to school, before you continue your training, you have a great future to look forward to. For some of you, this may entail providing needed logistical support to our forces defending our allies in the scorching deserts of Southwest Asia. Some may be repairing and maintaining military equipment in places such as Bosnia, Kuwait, Korea, or one of over 100 other nations across our globe. Some of you may be repairing and maintaining military equipment in colder places, or establishing communication nodes, or setting satellite links up in the sub-zero temperatures of Alaska, or other northern extremes, where being able to transmit information could mean the difference between life or death. Many of you may find yourselves providing medical aid to soldiers and civilians during natural disasters, or emergencies, or in routine daily operations, whether in the active Army, the Guard, or the Reserves. Yet others of you may be providing our Army with critical services in fields such as personnel administration, finance, data processing, or one of many other key activities which provide necessary support to our soldiers and their families. Each and every one of you will have the opportunity to publicly broadcast your pride in our Army's values, and you will represent our armed forces at home and abroad, on duty and off, whichever Army uniform you may be wearing. Regardless of your occupational specialty, you will go on to serve and protect our country with the professionalism, teamwork, skills, and discipline you have acquired in the past 8 weeks. You are all trained and ready to uphold and defend all that we stand for, to provide for the common defense. And as you go forward, remember what you have learned here. Never, ever forget the values we have learned and lived, nor the teamwork which grew this past summer. Remember how Charlie Company came together to raise over $1,300 in donations for a fellow soldier, a soldier who dealt with a personal tragedy but is with us today to graduate with his unit and his fellow soldiers. Be proud of what you stand for. And be proud of what you've done. Drill sergeants, once again, you've accomplished a mission unique in our society. You coached, instructed, and demanded nothing less than the very best. While our Army trains for today's missions around the world, represented by these soldiers before us, you have trained tomorrow's Army for missions yet unknown. Your professional, non-commissioned officers have embodied our values and modeled them well. Thank you to you and to your families. To the entire Fort Jackson team, you all made it happen once again. Clearly, your behind-the-scenes efforts impact on our entire Army. You help make a lasting impression on our soldiers, which reaches every unit at every camp or installation. Thanks for all you do. A special thanks goes out to the superb 282nd Victory Band. You make our ceremonies first rate. Finally, to the families and friends of our graduating soldiers, we appreciate your confidence and trust in us. You allowed us the privilege of training your loved ones. Your presence today is testimony to your unending support of their choice to become soldiers. We appreciate that. Soldiers, your basic training is complete. You are graduates. Best of luck as you continue your military education and join our Army, wherever that may be. Remember, victory starts here. First team and Scouts out.
Our Constitution. It is a living document which is at work each day our country exists as a free and independent nation. Its freedoms are meant to be enjoyed by all, yet in all of its strength, our Constitution will only remain intact and alive through your determination and dedication to its continued existence. The uniform you soldiers wear at this moment is more than an outward display of your vocational choice. That uniform is a symbol of a nation and an unspoken assurance to all who see you that you are a dedicated, willing, and competent protector of the Constitution of the United States. You have become what you have set out to be, a soldier in the United States Army, and through this reconfirmation of your oath as a soldier, a protector of our nation's Constitution. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as our soldiers reaffirm their oath of allegiance to the Constitution of the United States. Military personnel in the audience who wish to participate are encouraged to do so.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear. That I will support and defend. The Constitution of the United States. Against all enemies. Foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith. And allegiance to the same. And that I will obey. The orders of the President of the United States. And the orders of the officers. Appointed over me. According to regulation. And the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God.
Please be seated. The drill sergeants of the cycle and demonstrators will now join the reviewing officials on the reviewing stand. These 5 drill sergeants represent all of the professional drill sergeants who diligently performed their demanding duties throughout this past cycle. Their dedication to mission accomplishment and the fine examples they set will remain with our proud new soldiers forever. As our soldiers pass in review, this will be our drill sergeants' last opportunity to see how much our soldiers have accomplished underneath their tutelage. It is only fitting that they, as dedicated professionals, take a place on the reviewing stand, for they are the backbone of our initial training system. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain in the bleachers until the pass and review is completed. 22nd. And led by Warrant Officer William Brazier, the drum major is Staff Sergeant Jeffrey Ball. Second platoon is being led by Staff Sergeant Karen Salmon. Third platoon is being led by Sergeant First Class Dwayne Northern. And fourth platoon is being led by Staff Sergeant Douglas Shuckman. In the rear of the formation is the First Sergeant Ronald Hatfield. Ladies and gentlemen, as the colors approach your location, please stand and remain standing until they have passed. Company B, commanded by Captain William E. A. Sparrow III. First platoon is being led by Staff Sergeant Lawrence Reed. Second platoon is being led by Staff Sergeant Jimmy Sellers. Third platoon is being led by Staff Sergeant Florence Herndon. And fourth platoon is being led by Staff Sergeant Mark Phillips. In the rear of the formation is the First Sergeant First Class Merrill Christopher. The 2nd Battalion, 60th Infantry Regiment, Color Guard Team. Company C, commanded by Captain William Peterson. The first platoon is being led by Staff Sergeant Wiley Hutchinson. Second platoon is being led by Staff Sergeant Adrian Long. Third platoon is being led by Staff Sergeant Martin Jenkins. And fourth platoon is being led by Staff Sergeant Rose Lord. In the rear of the formation is the First Sergeant First Class Yusuf Assad. Company D, commanded by Captain Frederick S. Barrett. First platoon is being led by Sergeant Frida Taylor. Second platoon is being led by Staff Sergeant Peter Rocha. Third platoon is being led by Staff Sergeant Darren Spencer. And fourth platoon is being led by Staff Sergeant Shalina Williams. In the rear of the formation is the First Sergeant Harold Middleton. Company E, commanded by Captain Glenn L. Nelson. The 1st platoon is being led by Sergeant First Class Daniel Johnson. Second platoon is being led by Staff Sergeant Desiderio Fierro. Third platoon is being led by Staff Sergeant Michael Peterson. Fourth platoon is being led by Staff Sergeant Felicia Dent. In the rear of the formation is the First Sergeant James L. Carpenter. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the Army song, and remain in the bleachers until the conclusion of the ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. On behalf of the Commanding General and our graduating soldiers, thank you for being with us this morning.
Videorama is part of the Morale, Welfare, and Recreation Division of Fort Jackson. All revenue received from this project and other MWR activities go toward improving the quality of life for all the soldiers at Fort Jackson and toward providing a community of excellence.